Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Critics Collective. And today we have Mayte with us, and of course, me, not so super fan. And we're gonna be talking about a Stephen King film called The Long Walk. This film stars Cooper Hoffman as Raymond, David Jonsson, who you guys might remember from Alien Romulus, as Peter McVeigh, and Garrett Warren as Stubbins. Nyuot as Arthur Baker. I think I pronounced it wrong.
I was like, what do you say?
I don't know. And Bang Wang as Hank Olsen, and Charlie Plummer as Gary uh, Byakovich. And we have one actor you might remember from this franchise called Star Wars, Mark Hamill. So the synopsis of this film: a group of teenage boys compete in an annual contest known as the Long Walk, where they must maintain certain walking speed or get shot. Pretty much explained. Yeah, that's a good synopsis. So, Monty, what did you think of this film?
I enjoyed it a lot. It was emotional, and also like the pacing was really good. Like, you kind of only have one setting, and there's just the walk. You don't really, yeah, it changes sceneries, but you only have one like setting. Like, there's no house, there's no change of. It's just change of time. Time is just going, but it wasn't like drawn out where it's like very slow. Um, Honestly, I think the setup was good. The whole everything, like I have no complaints in the sense of how the story went. I actually want to see it again. I want to see it multiple times. I feel like there's so many different characters to focus on. So I actually want to watch it because there's main guys. In total there's 50 because they all represent each state. Which is I realized some I was looking, doing a little bit of research afterwards. It's something that's one thing that they changed, one of many things that they changed from the book. I think in the book originally it was 100 and there was younger boys, like I think 13 to 18. So they changed it because they didn't want to, no kids were harmed in the making of this film. And they did like, change little stuff. And I think it actually played really well. I didn't read the book. Kind of want to read the book now to see like the difference. But I actually really like this. Like I said, my point to what I was saying, I always go off topic. I want to see it again to focus on individual, like kind of like hyper focus. Because there was one scene, it was towards like the middle end, and I'm not going to spoil anything. Well, I think this is a spoil because they had it in the trailer. But that one boy that he's walking and he kind of hurts his leg. And there's, multiple boys. It's pretty vague, so you don't know who I'm talking about. But like there's one scene that the two main guys, Ray and what was this? David Johnson's character, Ray and Peter.
Peter, yeah.
Right? Yeah. When they're just kind of talking to each other, but then you see the other character like next to them, but kind of on the side. That whole scene, and you already know what happened to him, and you just see the acting was amazing, honestly, from every boy, every man there. The acting was like, I literally felt like I was watching a documentary of it. Like it didn't feel like so much of a movie, like, okay, I'm watching a movie. It felt real, like this is a real, obviously not a real thing that happens, but it felt like I felt the realness, all the emotions. And there were times, especially like you felt the brotherhood. Like I think there's one thing, it's like a little, they kind of trauma bonded. So I really liked everything about it. Just the brotherhood, it's, I like the outcome. I can't complain because I feel like I've been complaining about endings lately. Me not liking endings, me expecting it to go, which is okay. But I actually really like this ending. Like I feel like maybe in my perfect world, of course, I would have wanted maybe more than one winner. But we don't have a perfect world. So I think it was a really great ending. Definitely like something you're going to want to watch multiple times to catch all the little details. I think there's so much thought put into it it seems like a simple concept, but it's so much that goes into it that I really want to rewatch it again. Let me see if I missed anything. My little notes. We can go. You can continue.
Well, as far as the movie goes, just like you probably took every word out of my mouth, but it was very unexpected. Hearing that it was a Stephen King film, and I was expecting much more like a horror style, but it was at a certain point very heartfelt as far as a film. And you were attached to a lot of those characters. Even one the character that was played by what's his name? Garrett Warren Stebbin, the one that's supposed to be the athletic one. Towards the end, you find out his backstory. You're like, oh man, it's kind of sucked. One character that stood out for me was Ben Wang character, Hank. We start off just with his little the accent he did and how he was just talking to these guys, and towards the end, the way he went, it was just I don't know. I know they didn't want to follow the whole book aspect of it, but I think them doing that twist it really paid off. And it sucks that this film came out right when Demon Slayer came out in Downton Abbey, because I don't think a lot of people are gonna pay attention to it. But overall, just the sheer, even at the beginning, I didn't expect them to just go full gore. Just when that first kid got shot, they just went. I was like, oh, everybody! You could hear everybody in the theater go. It caught everybody off guard. And it was intense because every time somebody would, because remember they got 3 warnings, then you had to wait 3 hours for your warning to reset. But every time someone would, bless you,
thank you.
But every time somebody would like get that instant where their warning is like warning 1, and they called out the second warning and the third one, you see everybody yelling like, yo, you gotta hurry up. And there was some part, it was just disgusting, where people had to go to the bathroom, and he was like, oh man.
Oh my God. I thought about that, the concept thing, when it's like things like that where they don't show, when you're limited on certain aspects. I always think about like what it crossed my mind at some point, but I'm like, they're not gonna show it. And then
they did.
Not just one.
Yeah, twice.
Oh, sorry.
But the first time it was just horrible. And they did give you one character like to, I guess, put your hate toward, that was part of the group. At first I hated him, but he was just dealing with some other issues than it's like every character had their own like thing going on. But the one thing I would have wished, it was like at least they would have gave us a back, just instead of just the main character, you get like a background story. I wish more of the character that they, because well, not really. I did get it. You did get it, kind of their backstory every time they would have a conversation. You would get their backstory, but not everybody got. You got to listen to their story. But I don't know if it was me, but it was. They said it was 50, but somehow, minor spoiler, but somehow I think they counted 49 people from what I remember when they were in.
I mean, they skipped a lot of numbers. They're not going to number everybody, but it is for each state. It said it in the little like synopsis. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they only highlighted the numbers of like who's going to be important. They're not going to do a montage of every single person that they picked, but it was 50. I had looked up on some stuff.
But overall, again, unexpected film. I did not expect to feel the way I did. Kind of got a little tear for certain character. The one thing that kind of added issue was the way it ended. It was kind of just to me, it was vague in a way. I get what happened, but it was like, okay, because he I don't want to spoil it, because it was just, I don't know. It was kind of conflicting.
I was gonna say you can't say nothing about the ending because it's gonna spoil it. Because nobody knows unless you've seen it. who won. You know,
Yeah,
it could be anybody. So, but yeah.
it was just kind of conflicting to me and vague. So, but overall, it was a good film, and I did not expect a Stephen King film to have, especially about getting shot for walking, to have me feeling the way about each and every character. But overall, I did enjoy it. But guys, was our review for The Long Walk. We're gonna go ahead and give it its accolade. I'm saying accolades. And as you guys well aware, over here at the Critics Collective, 5 accolades stands for excellent, 4 for good, 3 for average, 2 below average, 1 poor quality, and my favorite 0 horrible. So, Mayte, do the honors. What are your accolades for this film?
I'm giving it a 5. I think it was an excellent film. Like I said, I watched multiple times. I think it was more than good. So I I want, like, even with the ending, yes, it is vague, but also like where we're gonna get like a happy ending in a dystopian world. Like, it's I feel like, I don't know, maybe kind of leaves the door open for something else later on, somehow in some way. But I think it's a 5. I think it was really good. Definitely, you loved some characters, and even characters that you might have not liked, kind of can't help but like them at some point. So I think it was a really good film.
No, I agree with you. It was a really good film, especially a film. And when I thought about it, like, that you never know what happened as far as the dystopian aspect of it, why they're doing that. I know there was a great war, but what led them to do that? But it was directed by Francis Lawrence, who you might not know. It directed all the what film again? The Hunger Game film.
Mm.
So he pretty experienced in when it comes to dealing with kids having to fight for their lives. But I'll give this film a 5. Excellent, well written. You get attached to every character, and the story is gripping. It's suspenseful and gory. Eddie's favorite, so definitely will enjoy it. But than that, guys, thank you for joining us over here at the Critics Collective. If you've seen the film, leave a comment down below. Let us know your thought. Did you like it? Did you not enjoy it? Did you read the book or not? But also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And y'all have a good day. We'll see you soon.